Right.
Hey Zachary, it's Michael. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I don't want to take too much of your time, boss. I see here you're on the list of litigation attorneys. Figured you might need a good process server. I'm in the area. You probably have one already, but if you need a backup one, I'd love to send you my rate sheet. And if you find the need for me, you can reach out.
For what now? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm a process server. I find people, serve them legal documents. Yeah.
Process server. I see. And are you in Florida?
No, I should just moved from Florida. That's why I'm doing a little bit of calling around because I had a company there, moved to New Mexico to be closer to family. I thought, you know what, I could do this here too. Why not?
Oh, I see. Okay, we'll put your name out.
Yeah, what's a good email for you? I'll send you my rate sheet.
It's
Davis.
So the thing to keep in mind with when you're calling, we're going to get started with the Mighty Meetup here soon, but we are live on YouTube. You're able to watch replays, and I'm going to go over some announcements here in a minute. But I like to replay these calls right in the beginning of the session while we wait for everybody to get on. And you guys, those of you guys that come on early, you're hanging out, and we'll get started here right on time here in about 8 minutes. But here first, I want to do this quick Be the Backup training overview. If you haven't seen the 90-day challenge, the idea with this is, as you heard me talking to him, I'm just having a quick conversation with him, trying to see if he, if trying to get in his email inbox so that when the time comes that he does need somebody, I will be easy to find and I will probably be his first choice because I went above and beyond. But there's one thing that he said that I really want to drive home with you guys, and that is when he said, "Yeah, we'll put your name out there." I think I talk about that in this video too. This is what day is this? Day 3, I think. I talk about that, and I think I cover it, but I'll just tell you now. It's an objection. It's a slough off. I'm busy. I'll put your name out there. Thanks. Now I realize this is a sales call. I don't want to talk to you. Right? That's kind of what he goes. But you are coming in a very non-threatening way, offering to be the backup in case they ever need you. So it's really just the easiest script. It works every single time. When it doesn't, it's because you're not talking to the right person. It's a secretary or someone like that. And in this case, he goes on to give me his email. Let's see what else he says.
Or we need other people.
Yeah. You need backups, or when you do these big cases and you gotta have 100 people served by next week or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
all right. Thanks for the call.
I appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye. Okay. So let me just make sure. That was good. That was the attorney. Now, the attorneys, oftentimes you're going to see that they don't really need your, like, they don't really want your call. Like, when they need a server, they'll go find one, right? And some of you guys may be watching thinking, like, well, that's obvious, but that doesn't matter. Like, don't have an excuse for why you're not making the calls.
Yeah, so I go on there to give you guys a little lecture, those people who don't pick up the phone, because that's what I find more often than anything when when I'm trying to teach this method of growing your business. And people often will have all kinds of excuses and reasons why it's not effective or it won't work in their area or whatever it is. And it's always just BS. Like, it's always BS. We're gonna call some folks in your guys' area today. Yeah. We're gonna call some folks in your guys' area. Hopefully get you guys a new client today. Let's see. Be the backup sales training. All right. So yeah, if you're here and you think it's valuable and it's like, you're like, man, Mike, This is great. Let's keep doing this. The way that you can say thank you is by sharing it. Invite people to the community, right? Invite people to the community. There we go. I'm posting it. We're going live with our weekly Mighty meetup in four minutes. So we're talking all about, everyone's going to get a chance to introduce themselves if they're showing their camera. Be ready to turn your camera on, your microphone, if you want to introduce yourself. And we're going to dive into it. I'd love to meet everybody and go over everything. So I was just sharing it on Facebook, sharing the link to the YouTube video. But anybody who's a process server, we want in here. Okay. Cool. All right, so if you're the type of person, yep, lots of people coming in here. Thanks guys for hanging out with me for a couple minutes before we get started. I want you to be thinking when you're talking about this sales stuff, is the word sales has gotten a bad name because of high pressure sales. But a true salesperson understands the psychology behind sales, which, in other words, I understand that if I tell them I'm a process server, they're an attorney who gets lots of cases, their first reaction is going to be, I already have a process server. So you should assume they have a process server. And then you should go a level further and assume they're busy. And so this is with attorneys and paralegals. There's different assumptions that can be made when you're reaching out to property managers, let's say. Property managers are the type that they're busy as well, but then they have long gaps in their day where they have nothing else to do but call vendors to do plumbing jobs or whatever. And they're following up with vendors and they're having to pay bills. And so property managers are busier in a more administrative sense, but they're great clients. They're great clients. If you start preparing evictions, every state's a little different, so you got to look at the local laws. But if you start preparing evictions in your local state and you reach out to them and they're your client directly, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah, especially like RV parks. Start Googling RV parks in your area and just start calling them. If you can prepare evictions legally in your state. Yeah, I had a couple. And then I got one attorney who did evictions for trailer parks in the whole state of California. And he sent me all of his work. Anywhere I would go, he wanted to use me. So I was like, he was sending me stuff 2 hours away. And I eventually told him, hey, I can't go that far. So I was hiring someone else, but they couldn't deliver. And now I've actually started connecting with notary publics. And the crazy thing is, notary publics will never go anywhere. They'll just go online. There's a thing called RON, Remote Online Notary. At some point, we'll do a whole Mighty meetup on that. I might bring someone who is a RON. I've talked to a couple of them who actually teach it, and it's a great way for process servers to pivot. And the customers, there's carryover in the customer base. So let me start bringing people on here. We got Tim Brown, professional football player. Oakland Raiders. Oh, rename. I'm not renaming you. That would be crazy. What happens when you click the wrong thing? Yeah, that'll give us a minute or so to get started. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Private Investigator Jeff Spar, Virginia, top producer. How's it going, brother?
No, I'm here. Going good. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Good deal. Yeah, welcome. So yeah, it's Memorial Day. I almost canceled, of course, you know me. And then I was like, you know what? No, I miss these guys. Where have these guys been? We had a good turnout last time. I think these two guys declined. I'll invite you guys here again in a few minutes. Yeah, so if you're watching the replay or you're new to this whole thing, this is a mastermind, right? A meetup, a group meeting, whatever you want to call it, of process servers. Yeah, those guys that knock on your door that say, "Hey, I got a legal document for you." That's us. Okay. It hasn't been me for quite some time. I did serve a real estate broker up in Santa Fe for $500. That was cool. But you just got to figure out what works for you when it comes to growing your business, and that's what we're talking about today. So, Jeff, how have you been, sir?
I'm doing great. And I got to tell everybody if when and if they get here that to be the backup thing is so important and very serious because these people that you're calling, they have somebody. You just got to go in with a state of mind that they have somebody and they have a regular guy and that, they're not just waiting for you. So you need to be prepared mentally to be the backup guy and be assured that when I want to say it so bad, but I'll be polite. When their guy isn't available, whether he's sick, drunk, or in an accident or in the hospital, they're going to call you. So you need to keep your name and number in the forefront of these paralegals' minds and desks.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. Yeah, and what it is there's a psychology that we have to deal with as individuals, as business owners, where we well, there's Chris. Yeah. Where we make the call and then immediately we get an objection. We're like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry." And it's like a normal thing as just humans, right, in general. And so I would say being the backup puts you in the right frame of mind where they almost feel rude saying anything else but yes, here's my email. And this is not some some psychological twist that we're gonna, we're taking over attorneys nationwide, but it is a sales tactic that works. So if you want to grow your business, try it out. That's what we're talking about today. So Chris, Jeff, Tim. Okay, cool. Cool. Got the live chat going on YouTube. Good stuff. If you guys have not joined the YouTube channel, Mighty Process Server on YouTube, and it's where I store most of my videos inside of our community, which I think you can go to mightyprocessserver.com, and now it takes you to our free online community on the school platform. It's kind of like a new social media for learning and community. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of communities on there. And so I put my community on there, our community on there. And that's also where I'm storing all of the classroom stuff. Just plug that every time here, at least for a little bit. And then we'll go around and do introductions. So, so this is some of the courses that are coming out, some of the modules that are coming out. The Google My Business, I took a deep dive with Adele. She just started her process serving company. We walked her through, helped her name her business, showed her how to find it, how to look it up, how to make sure someone else doesn't already have it. So anyway, that's what that is. And I'm doing for 123 Legal Support, which is my process serving company. I'm using it as a case study, and I'm going to build it up and have like a very thorough marketing setup for my own business, which it's changed names and I've made a lot of mistakes in my business, and it's why I've learned so much. And so I'm sharing now the rebranding, I guess, and remarketing and launch of it, because Process Server Daily had a huge footprint with the podcast and everything. And I probably should have kept the name and just had two different companies, 123 eFile and Process Server Daily, but I decided to merge them about 5 years ago. So we're going to rebrand it. We're going to launch it, and you guys can follow along and do the same things I'm doing with your business and grow it. This is the community tab where you can introduce yourself. Just click into it to open up the post like that, and then you can comment. Jeff right here is a rock star. He's always in here commenting. Let's see who this week's leaderboard winner is. Yeah, it's been kind of a quiet week, especially with Memorial Day. Jeff is a winner, 16 points. Adele's got 6, and then Greg. All right, so it was kind of a slow week. So, but good job. Congratulations, Jeff. You won another hour of SEO and marketing coaching with me one-on-one, man. Congrats. So, yeah.
No, that's
So right
okay.
here-
I'm banking them because then you're just gonna have to stay with me for the whole day.
You want to spend a whole day? Yeah, we can get a lot done in a day. That's true. We're always get up against that hour, and it's like, gotta go, man. like today, I have a hard stop at 2. So we're gonna dive into the training and answer any questions you guys have. I'd love to call your local market as if I work for your company and get you a new customer. That's the most fun. Right here it says live Mighty Meetup because there's a calendar attached to the tool. If you click on calendar, you could see right now we just have the Mighty Meetups. I canceled the coffees for now because I have a couple big projects that I'm trying to get finished, but we may do the coffee with Mike again in the future. That was fun. All right, let me stop sharing. All right, so there's a few tools that you have to have set up if you're going to get started with this. But before we get into that, let's do some intros. I know we have Jeff on here. Every week you come on, you get a chance to plug your business, and then I market your business for you. I blast it out to the list we have on school, to the 8,000 people on my list that see this video. Okay. Let's see. This might be an attorney. Hold on. This is Michael.
Hi, Michael. Diana from Dynamos again.
Oh, hi.
I'm just calling to let you know that the trailer is up and ready to go. They sprayed it down with the pressure washer, made sure everything was nice and pretty, and they're just putting the lights back on it now. So it's ready whenever you get here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll be picking that up here in like an hour. You guys close at 5?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Just more trash.
Yeah. Got my trailer all painted, all cherry. Oh, so nice. All right. So, yeah, having multiple businesses, you do different things. I really thought that was an attorney that I called a little bit ago. So, all right, let's dive into it. Jeff, want to introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, I'm Jeff Spar with Mark Spar. He's not here right now. And my son, who's taken over the business, Virginia Court Services, process servers, and private investigators for 30 years, since 1994. Thermal fax machines and dot matrix printers is what we used to use to print off our papers. I used to go into attorneys' offices with rolled up thermal paper to serve a summons. We are also 40 minutes east of Virginia Tech. Thank you.
Virginia Tech. That's right, baby. All right. Yeah, definitely give Jeff a call. He's a pro. He's got an amazing website and he's got, he does it all. So thanks for coming, sir. All right. And Chris, I don't see your video. You got a video going?
I do. For some reason though, it's not showing up.
Yeah.
Stop.
Must be
video.
serving in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll allow it this one time.
I'm Chris McCloy. I own Diamondback process servers out here in the San Antonio, Austin area. I stay in between there. We get a lot of documents going out to Corporation Service Company in Austin. So if you ever need documents out to Corporation Service Company, we can handle that, or going out to USAA, another popular location for service and process down in San Antonio, Texas. And with that said, yeah, we're Diamondback process servers, and happy to be here for another episode.
Okay, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I just got your Facebook thing. It was loading. Probably have a signal, slow signal.
Yeah.
No worries, man. No worries. Be safe out there. Well, welcome everybody. Like I said, I'm the owner of 123 Legal Support. I started Mighty Process Server as a way of giving back because it was the first company that I ever started that helped me get to the first $100,000 in my bank. It helped me just not really have to worry about money ever again. It also gave me the drive to build something greater than just like having a job. Like, and it'd be after a while, and Jeff, you know, like it becomes your baby. It's like, this is a thing. You can't just kill it. You know, if you do, there's like a regret or whatever. And so I'm sure that's why a big part of you wants to pass it on to Mark. It's not just that it's a good way for him to make money. It's also that you've invested so much into it, right?
Yes, 30 years is a lot of time, and yeah, for sure, invested a lot, definitely.
Yeah. So it's a drive that just doesn't go away either. This is why I've started other companies, continue to, if I see an opportunity that's not going to take a bunch of my time and I can like allocate resources, money, or hire people to do it. That's kind of where I'm at now. And I just love it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Sometimes like I started this dumpster company, for example, and my trailers hadn't even come yet. And I'm marketing, I'm getting all these calls. So the local guy who doesn't know how to market, I call him, he charges $295. Yeah, so I turn around, I charge 500. And then he drops them off and I make some money. So like you just have to understand business and be able to market your business and you can kill. And so that's what we're talking about today. How do you get more customers and what type of customers do we want? All right. So the first type of customer I want, and I want to know what everybody thinks. Feel free to put it in the chat. Jeff, leading by example, put his information, his business information in the chat. So you guys want to do that so that people can save the chat. If you click on the little three buttons down there where you comment, if you're on desktop, you can actually save the chat for later. It'll save as a file to your desktop. And when there's a couple hundred people in here and everybody's commenting, you're going to want to do that because the chat moves too quick. Too many people are engaging, which is a great problem to have. Right. So good stuff. Good stuff. So I've always preferred attorney customers, attorney clients, because attorneys are those people who are going to send you repeat customers. They're going to send you repeat serve. Sorry. If you're just like in real estate, I teach to focus on investors. A lot of realtors hate investors. I'm like, focus on investors because they're gonna buy 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 100 houses a year. Same thing with attorneys. They are going to buy again and again and again. And that's what you want. And you want attorneys also because most of the time they don't complain about your rate. Like there's only a couple that ever complained about paying me $97. They just don't, the ones who care are not my customer, you know. And then you have the next level. What I call level 2 is what I really like tier 2 customer type, in my opinion, is collection agencies. Because while they won't pay the $97, they will still pay a decent amount. They'll still pay. So instead of like an affiliate, like another process server wants to pay you 20 or 40 or maybe 50 if you're lucky, a collection client might pay you $65. And if they're giving you 10 a day, you have the economies of scale. I'm driving across town anyway, and on the way to go serve this one for a pro se, I'm getting $97 for that. And on the way to go serve that, I'm serving 7 other people. So that's when it becomes a business. Once that starts to happen for you, that's when it becomes a business. Would you agree, Jeff?
Yes, I keep my button on mute just in case I don't want you to hear my typing or phone ringing. Yes, but definitely for sure. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people are like, well, I don't want volume. I just want one. And that's fine too. Like if I call it stage 1, right? Like I like to say to people, you're in stage 1. If you take every call yourself, you serve every paper yourself, you charge a lot of money and you don't have any contract clients, that's fine. Because it's almost like a retirement job for you, right? It's almost like you just do this and that's fine. Knowing that is important though, what stage you're in. Stage 2 is like you're doing that, but now you have a couple big clients that's sending you work. You need some help outside in the areas around you. And so can you handle more clients? Sounds like a silly question. A lot of marketing companies will ask that. Can you handle more clients? But it's actually a great question because if you're getting more clients than you can handle, now you're losing clients and now you're getting a bad name for yourself, right? Do you have time to call a pro se or pro per, depending on what part of the country you're in? Do you have time to call them and say, hey, I just got your order? Just to let you know, you're paying for the attempt to serve it, not for actual delivery. And there are no refunds. I'm sending it out for service today. And they go, are you okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, what do you mean? There's no refund. Sometimes I'll have follow-up questions, but that question right there has saved me so many headaches, so many refund requests or chargebacks to pick up the phone when a pro say orders online and pays. What questions do you guys have questions about that or comments? Got it, huh? Chris is going to get swole. He's going to the gym. What's up, dude? Camera's working now. Guns out, sun's out, guns out, and then the camera starts working. That's fun. So cool. So if you got your customers, you got your you're making your calls. I know you guys have already heard about this, but I just want to drill it for anybody watching online or watching the replay. I would really like, Jeff, if you could, I know you mentioned it in one of the groups, but if you could mention like the success you've had, how did it work? Or actually, how did you think about it before you tried it? Did you question it or have you tried it for a long time?
Cold calling,
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I do it when I have a few minutes in between just to try out new offices, new attorneys that just started a listing. I call them because I think it's easy because they may actually not have a regular guy. So it's a little bit easier for me versus these big firms where I have to fight with 10 different paralegals. So yeah, I do it once in a while.
Yeah. So I think you sent an email, right? That worked for you.
I have done, I did an email blast, and I don't want to say blast, not 500. I did it to like 20 paralegals in firms that I knew that I already had contact with paralegals. So it wasn't that my name wasn't a stranger to them because I know that my name came off those other paralegals' mouths, their lips at some point in conversation. But paralegals is the way to go. You got to get in touch with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The paralegals, going into offices is how I did it initially. And I would still recommend that. But picking up the phone and getting their email so you can get in their inbox right away is just the best thing. If you already have their email, great. But the reason why you call is because it connects the two. Where it's like if I call and talk to Julie, you guys have heard the scripts, right? If I call and talk to Julie and Julie, I find out her name is Julie, I always ask before I hang up. She gives me her email. I tell her what it's for. She gives me her email after I say, I'm pretty sure you already have a process server, but I was curious if you needed a backup, could I send you my rate sheet just in case you need a backup? However you want to say it naturally, it should flow out, but you have to mention, I'm pretty sure you already have a process server, but maybe you need a backup. And when you do that, it disarms them. The first objection that they always give you is, oh, we already have a server. We actually love our server. And they make it about the server they have. And you got to steal that from them before they even have an opportunity to go down that road.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the emails, be the backup, but you said something about going to the office. Years back, we used to do mailers in 94, no lie. We used to do mailers and we'd send out letters every 45 days when we first started the business. And finally, eventually I went to those offices and asked them, hey, did you get my letter? And one lawyer, David Nichols, I remember him very well. He goes, sure. He opened up the drawer and showed me where it was. And in that file, there was probably 30 other or 20 other letters that they had received from other people. And he goes, because then he says, well, Angie just throws your letter out now because she has the original one in the file. So eventually I got that customer, that lawyer, Richard Lawrence, and he was one of my best lawyers until, unfortunately, he had a car wreck and died, but that was years ago, over a decade ago. So these days, technology with the emails, it's too easy for them to just click delete. It's very, delete. They're just going to throw that out. So by going to the office and giving them a rate sheet or a letter of introduction or whatever, they see you, okay? And they're not going to, okay, if they throw it out after you leave, fine. But if you did that every 45 days for the first few months of your business, you can't go wrong. Then eventually their regular guy, again, is not going to be available. And I gave my two biggest clients 30 days of free local service when I first started, and they were two of my biggest clients for 20 years.
Wow. That's crazy. Free process serving.
Local only.
Oh yeah. So you were serving them.
Right. Didn't cost me anything.
You think about it, that's doable. Think about it. It's just your time and gas money.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So when it comes to doing the mailers or coming in to the office and just being different, that's the key. But that's why calling is so important. Because if you call, you get the right person's name who needs to see it. So I could talk to Julie and Julie goes, here's my email. And then I say, okay, thank you so much. I go to send it, right? With the rate sheet that's like eye-catching. And then you have to follow it up with before you hang up, be like, are you the person that hires process servers? You'll be surprised how effective that is. Because you say, are you the person that hires process servers? And I would say most of the time they go, no, it's actually Jessica that does it, or whatever the girl's name is. Now it's so important that when you write your email, you put, hello, Jessica. I just spoke to Julie and she was really friendly on the phone, period, or whatever. I appreciate the opportunity to be a backup for you guys in the case that you need a process server, something like that. And then attach a rate sheet that, because they love PDFs. Just think about who your customer is. Like I brought up an email here, a random email. You mentioned something, Jeff, about them deleting. I don't know about you. I've dated a few paralegals, but this is what their email looks like. Okay. This is what their email looks like. They don't delete it. What they do is they'll archive it like this. They'll go, right? They'll archive it. And so what you have to do is you have to be the person. So when they go search and they search for process server, and you're obviously, I have a process server company, so there's going to be a bunch of things in Mighty Pro. But the point is it's going to show up in their like immediately in their inbox that you sent them an email. Even if they archived it, it still shows up if they search, if it's in
Good.
search.
That's because you're available and I'm not. You can do that.
What do you mean? Oh, I'm available. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did meet somebody though.
Okay, good.
Okay, this is Tim, but my chat and Zoom video is disabled. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Might have to log off and log back on to get on here. So cool. Yeah, replays are also available. If you go to mightyprocessserver.com or on YouTube, you could Mighty Process Server on YouTube as well. So yeah, being inside of their email is how you're going to get found. And then also, if you have their email, I wouldn't recommend doing this very often, but sending an update or like a monthly, at the most, a monthly blog post. And I almost want to say, don't even make it a blog post. Almost like make it a update, right? Like, did you know the courthouse? Hey, just a quick reminder, the courthouse is closed on Monday for Memorial Day. If you need to have something sent out, please do so. Please let us know by Friday by 2 or something like that. Because then again, it's about you being a processor. You're also giving them value, letting them know the court's closed. And if you're a paralegal, what do you care about? Filing documents with the court, getting them served, assisting the attorney getting ready for court, which is also court, right? So anytime you can mention something regarding the courthouse, which is what I do, I keep it all about the court because I have an e-filing company. But even if you don't do a lot of e-filings, you can things related to courthouse. One thing that we haven't talked about a lot, but I really want to get into in the future is diving into niches. Okay. Attorney niches. How cool would it be if you knew, like, for example, so once you start to go into niches, it opens up a whole new can of worms for each of those niches. What's a niche? A niche is, instead of going after attorneys or just litigation attorneys, you could go after divorce attorneys. You could go after bankruptcy attorneys. Why is that helpful? Well, because bankruptcy attorneys, they have specific tools they use, softwares they use You can contact those software companies, create collaborations where you get a huge list of attorneys that use their software. You do an interview with that company. You get affiliate commissions on your podcast from that. I could go down that road forever, right? But aside from the marketing perspective, how can you give content to the attorney that's valuable to them? That's what you got to be thinking about. And so many of us just focus on are like, I want to get them as a customer, but you got to put yourself in the customer's shoes so you can truly understand what's going to help them. You know, I had an attorney one time tell me, and it just stuck with me. It was early on. Thank goodness it was early on. He said, what did he say? He said, oh yeah, he was complaining about another process server and he kept repeating himself. He goes, you guys have one job, get the papers in the hands of the person that we sent you to serve and get us back a proof of service. That's it. It's one job. And so when you think about it from an attorney's perspective, once again, he's got to prepare the documents. He's got to make sure they get filed. He's got to make sure they get served. He's got to show up to court. He's got to have all the facts about the case so he can argue on behalf of his client or defend his client, you know, whatever the situation is. But he's got a million things he has to worry about. Now a paralegal doesn't have all the skills necessarily that an attorney does, or like training from going to school, but she has all the same, if not 10 times more responsibility, because now she has administrative tasks. Did the light bill get paid? Are the phones getting answered? Right. So these are things, if you can really go down that thing, that thinking about your client, your avatar, your potential client, and then switch it up for bankruptcy. I know a lot of bankruptcy attorneys. One of the attorney I dated, she was a bankruptcy divorce. She did bankruptcy and divorce, and bankruptcy was a big thing that she did where they just use the software and they don't go to court at all. They just take the thing, they file it, and with the software directly with the state or whatever, and then that goes through the court. I don't know all the details, but it basically gets filed and everything happens all at once. And because the only parties are the person filing the bankruptcy and the state. All right. And then they have to serve all of the people that the person owes. So they send out letters, and if they don't get any replies, then they, you know, sometimes they'll have to serve them. So you wouldn't know that though, unless you researched bankruptcy or dated a bankruptcy attorney. Okay. So
And Pacer, Pacer, that's where a lot of things are electronically filed with the attorneys use that. I use that to look up cases.
there you go. Yes, yes. And Pacer's good for I think for credit repair too. They do some stuff with that. Probably to look up judgments, stuff like that. Very cool. Yeah, great feedback. So the other thing is divorce, because with divorce attorneys, there's specific dates that attorneys will go into court. How many of you guys actually go in physically to your courthouse?
Oh, I do.
You do? How
Yeah.
often?
Well, not as often now because of COVID. I start e-filing. I'm probably one of 50 process servers that e-file documents because they don't even know
Excuse me.
they don't even know that can be done. So I don't go in too often, but if there's an emergency, if I have to pick up a case there, then I'll go.
Yeah, I would love, what I did was one way to really connect with the courthouse so that you can be the guy who knows everything. So the attorneys all want to ask you stuff. I had attorneys calling me all the time when I, like my third year, but because I was always picking up their files, taking it to the court, and they would call and say, hey, do you know what date, eviction court is, or which day of the week eviction court is, whatever, because they don't go into court. They don't know. And they look online, they can't find it. Half the courthouse's websites are terrible. And so they're like, let me ask this guy. He's in court every day. I know, So even if you don't go to court every day, go to the self-help place that's inside the courthouse, which is still there. Even with e-filing, they still have self-help for the individuals. Go in and say, hey, I get people who need help sometimes. Can I get all of your materials that you have? Like, whether it's for divorce, eviction, and sometimes you got to press them a little bit, because they're like government workers. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then try to get their personal phone number. it sounds crazy, but if I could I get your number or someone who works here, or maybe the direct line here, so that I can reach you guys, because I have people that are in help. I'm trying to help people. I've had that work every time. I've never had somebody go no. One girl gave me her personal number, another one gave me the office number. I had 4 courts that I went to all the time, and I could call and find out anything I needed to know, and then I look like the expert. I think that's enough on that. Okay, so calling, we talked about calling. What about if you're going to be the backup, why not just call and say, I'm a process server. Like what's the other way to go? Like I don't even understand. That's why I never called. I feel like that's why most people don't call, because they feel like if they call and they're selling them, right? Does anybody have questions about the script? It's so simple. It's almost like crazy. Have you tried it? Tim, have you tried to call like that?
I haven't, but I like it.
Okay, let's talk about that. What keeps us from making the calls? We're just busy. We already have so much work.
Partially, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was.
But as soon as I do, I will report back to you for sure.
Yeah, I would love to know it. Yeah. Yeah. I'd also, I also want to make some calls for you guys. Chris, I know you've made some calls. You've sent me some audio clips. He's driving. Be careful. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no worries. So let's go ahead. I want to call someone's area. Tim, what area are you in? Let's call it. Let's get you a customer.
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota. I'm sorry if I already asked you that before.
That's okay.
Minnesota. Wait, what city?
Try St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Paul.
Yeah.
Minnesota. Do you say A? Do you talk like that?
A little bit north, about 3 hours north of me. You'll get the A. Whoa, you betcha.
Yeah. Hey, don't you know? No, that's something else. All right. Let's see. Litigation attorney. I'm searching on Google. Litigation attorney, St. Paul, Minnesota. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and call. Well, actually, let me see. Make sure that they're not already your customer.
Make sure it's not a current client.
Yeah, exactly. How about the Archigo and Staka? Oh, actually, you can put them in chat too, you guys. If you want me to call an attorney, put them in the chat.
Okay, let me come up with one real quick.
Yeah, that's a better idea. Because Google has a few, but you never know. Yeah, so what we're doing here, guys, we're going to call an attorney live, and we're going to use the script, the simple script, be the backup script live, and we're going to get a customer for Mr. Tim Brown. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time was named Tim Brown from Oakland Raiders.
Here it comes. Thank you. Yes.
Calling Austin, Texas family law. Okay. Chris is up next. Jeff's like on it. I doubt. Jeff, you want me to call someone for you too?
Not today.
There we go.
He's on it. All right. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see.
I've never heard of him, so we'll see how it goes. He has 22 5-star Google reviews. My baseball number is in his phone number, so I know it's meant to be right away.
Austin,
He does
Texas.
divorce, family law, criminal defense. He covers the 7 major counties in my area.
Okay.
But I think child custody, divorce, order for protection, because we can serve OFPs here.
He doesn't have a Google listing.
That's where
That's you found him.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
I found him on his Google list.
Yeah, it's probably just my Google's not my Google's trying to look close to me or something stupid. All right, yeah, I got him here. So and then how about your also put in the chat your company name. Actually, just tell me your company name and then put in the chat your number.
Central
Okay.
Point Investigations.
Okay, got that. And your number?
651-357-5555.
What'd you say? Oh, there you
Well, I
go.
put it in there.
Oh, that was a voice text. So 651-357-555. Okay. All right. So this is how it goes. You got your number. If you're new to the script, you're gonna be nervous. So right away you just need to introduce yourself. All right. So let's go ahead and call him. Yeah. All these people.
Are you gonna do it, or am I gonna do
No.
it?
What do you want to do it? No, you're like
Okay.
you
No,
want
go-
me to you
Yeah,
want to
go
do
ahead.
it?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, okay. Oh, he's like, oh. So I'm gonna call him, and then I would love to do that in the future if we can to hold you guys accountable. If you want to call and just have everybody here to support you in the future, that'd be good too. Okay. Conversations.
I think I lost you.
Oh, that's the wrong number. My bad. I called Tim. Okay, 651-231. 1237. Here we go.
Law, may I direct your call?
Hi, this is Mike. I'm calling. We're a local process server, and trying to give you guys a call. And we're pretty sure you guys already have a process server, but looking to speak to the person that hires them.
Oh, okay. Hold on just a moment.
Awesome.
You have reached Collaborative Alliance. Please leave a message and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Hi, this is Mike with Central Point Investigation. Just giving you a quick call. We're a local process serving agency, and we're pretty sure you guys already have a local server. But if you don't, we'd love to be there for you either way. If you could give us a call back, our supervisor here is Tim. Number is 651-357-5555. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. So you can leave a voicemail. They may call you back. I've actually had many people call me back and say, because they don't know if you're like maybe a potential client or what, so they'll call you back. And then when they call you back, that's when you're back on your game. That's when that's why that's why I love having a separate phone. It's for me because you can actually have multiple numbers on one phone. But this is for me. It's like the bat phone. Right?
Thanks, Mike. Hold on. I gotta pause for a second, but go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, brother. So I have like my main phone, which is like for social media, it has the fancy cameras, and then I have the tough one that goes with me no matter what, wherever I go. With the tough case on it, And if it rings, I'm answering it. And sometimes it's spam, and that's okay. And then I just block the number or whatever. And but by doing that, every single time somebody calls a line on a new business or a process serving order, or an e-filing thing that didn't get answered by customer support, it gets forwarded to me. So now if I get a call and the team's supposed to be on and they didn't answer and it gets forwarded to me, now I can be like, hey guys, what happened today at 2:30? Well, we were both on break. Why couldn't we have like coordinated our breaks better? Not that I mind answering the phone, but that's why you have multiple people on at the same time if you have people answering your phones for you. Jeff, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, just two quick questions. One, are those two, oh shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the two people on the right with their voices muted, are they your assistants?
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Does the word hires scare people? Hire, want to talk to the person who hires does that scare people?
Mm.
I don't know what else. I tried to get an answer as to what's another option versus hire.
What did I just say right now? Do you remember?
Yeah, no, that's why I wrote it down, because you said you want to talk to the person who hires the process server, or who hire. You use the word hire, and I've heard that before listening to you, and that scares me. But I don't know what other word to use. I don't know if it's whoever makes a decision on what process server to use. I don't know what other word, but hire scares me sometimes.
It's almost
makes it sound like a W-2 person versus a 1099 or something like that.
Yeah, you're definitely analytical, Jeff, and that's okay. Hire. So when you say okay, let's say the pipes break under your sink, and you're like, you're like most of us, you're like, I'm gonna
Okay,
fix
you're gonna hire a plumber. Okay, I got you.
You're gonna fix it. You're gonna try to fix it. I mean, and then you're gonna do what? The wife is gonna say what? Just hire a plumber.
Right. No,
Are
okay,
we-
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I just had to clear it up in my head. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and that's exactly what
we
it
can
is.
brainstorm a little. There's a lot of different, maybe other variations. Could be,
Yeah.
Let's see what could we come up with.
Contract.
Who's contracting? Who's in charge? Would be the person to make the pivotal decision regarding process serving, since it's an important timeline in your process.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Tim. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could when you're talking to him, you sort of heard me. I was doing it off the fly, and so a part of me is like, it doesn't sound super polished. It's not like, and that's actually how it should be in a way, because when you call, if you sound too polished and you're just like right with it, 100%, they're gonna be like, oh, we don't take sales calls or whatever. I'm like, I was going to go into the script, you need a backup, but I'm not talking to the right person. And sometimes you don't know that, but this call, it was very apparent that she was not the right person, because she's like, how can I direct your call? But if I keep calling that same number and I always get the same gal who sends me to some random voicemail, I'm not going to go, yeah, just send me here. I'm going to say, what was your name again? And are you the person that, do you guys ever, she may even be a calling service. Right? There may be no attorney that ever answers that line.
So what if we give them maybe like an alternative approach? Have you ever tried saying like, hey, we'd like to speak to the person in charge of hiring. Let's just say that we keep that, but the person in charge of making decisions regarding process serving, would you like us to, is the best way to email, or is the best way to be transferred to someone we can talk to live? And almost like an anticipation approach, but also what you did last week, you did something that was really good last week. And you said, you got a couple emails, and I thought that was effective. And so if you could intertwine the email and maybe who you can talk to, and also find out if they're in charge all at the same time, and one nice question, and then let them choose which is the best option.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Ideally, you get either the person or the person sitting next to the person who you want to speak to, who makes those decisions. This lady sounded almost like maybe a call center person, like, because she's like, how can I direct your call? Like she just answers calls and says that all day, sending people to voicemails. But maybe she was like, this is a sales call. I'm sending him to voicemail. I'm not sending him to her direct line,
We could call him back and say, I am so sorry. Maybe there was a miscommunication regarding going to voicemail. We're actually looking for the person to talk to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Maybe we call back and say that, is there an alternative approach outside of leaving a voicemail, like the email?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to be a quarterback over here, though.
Let's see.
Holly Long, may I direct your call?
Yes, this is Michael again. I just called. Where you transferred me was a voicemail. Did you mean to do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on just a moment.
No worries.
No pressure.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Jennifer McCauley at McCauley Law. She is not able to take your call at this time, so please leave a detailed message after the tone, and she will return your call at her earliest convenience. Thank you.
Hi, Jennifer. This is Michael with Central Point Investigations. We're a local process server. I was pretty sure you guys probably already had a regular, but just in case you need a backup, I'd love to send you guys an email with our rate sheet. We're professionals. We do private investigation, process serving, and legal support services. If you could give me a call back, 651-357-5555. I would appreciate it. I'll follow up here in the next few days just to see how things are going. Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right. So a couple things. How cool is it that I said, did you mean to do that? I don't know why I said it that way, but she seemed like she would receive that well. And she was like, oh, okay, my bad. I was like, whoa. So then she forwarded this to Jennifer. Jennifer or Jessica? I used Jessica in the example. I think this is Jennifer.
I think it was Jennifer.
And her last name was the Macaulay, or however you say that. Oh, and here she is right here on Google. She used to work for Edna Law Office. Yeah, she used to work for, oh wait, that's a city. Office is in Edna and St. Paul. Okay, yeah, so her name's Jennifer. She's like the lawyer. So actually calling again and saying, I wouldn't do that this time. But in the future, if you do follow up, I don't want to bother Jen. This has been another thing I would say. I don't want to bother Jennifer. She's probably in court. Are you the one who calls process servers for her? Can I just email you a rate sheet? Because we haven't gotten to the email yet because of the situation, the way it came across initially. Yeah. Okay. But you see how easy it is to just call, and it's not, you're not doing anything crazy. You're not doing anything disrespectful. It's business hours, right? Okay. All right. The hardest thing, honestly, because I did this in real estate, the hardest thing is accepting that it's not that hard. The hardest thing is accepting that it's not that hard and I can do it. Other people could do it, I could do it too. And then you pick up the phone and then you get a new customer in the way I was doing it in the challenge on YouTube here in Albuquerque. And I just got all of the top clients, and every once in a while, probably once a week, I'll make a couple more calls. So just dedicate a couple hours during what you have found to be prime time and just do it every single week. Start off with just like a day that's not as busy for attorneys, right? Like they're always going into court Wednesdays and Thursdays. They're getting off early on Fridays. Tuesday is probably the best day to call them. Not across the board. I'm not saying across the board. Like everybody's, sometimes they have court Tuesdays too. So figure out in your local area what's the best time to call these people. The thing is, I called her from my number. I may need to think this through a little better next time. Yeah, either block my numbers. They don't answer block. Who answers block calls nowadays? Anyways. So yeah, Tim, let me know how that goes if she calls you back. Jennifer, and just crush it. She's just gonna want to know your services, and you just tell her, oh, Mike, yeah, he works for me. He's one of our sales, one of our customer support, one of our client specialists. There you go, client specialist.
Yeah, you could just be your virtual assistant working out of a remote office.
Yeah, and ladies, Edge and Mary. Edge, you have a lot of experience with this. I won't make you come on. She just had a baby. But Mary, You can learn a lot from this. You haven't done this with me. Eventually, I'm going to turn you guys loose on the next market that we're going to open up for e-filing that's becoming mandatory in different cities. We have a couple of cities coming up, and so you're going to call every attorney in that city and use the script, and so we can get them as e-filing customers. And notoriously, we'll get them as process serving customers as well. This is all in California. Only in California we do that. I'm stepping away for a few. No worries, Chris. Oh, he's coming back. All right. I chew like a crazy person. So let me take my gum out. All right. So cool. We're just wrapping up here. That's it. It's that simple. I didn't mention the email part. So, because we didn't get to that, let's call, let's see here, Diamond Process Servers. Yeah, I know that part. Chris, you want me to just call any attorney? Let's see here. There we go. The thing is, I don't want to call it an attorney you already have.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe something up in Austin. I haven't really marketed too much out to Austin. Maybe like a family law or divorce attorney.
Mm-hmm. So
That'd
do you
be
know
cool.
like Ben Carrasco? Does that sound familiar?
No, but that might be a good one.
Yeah. We got a couple good ones right here. Let's see. Where's the number? I'll click on it. That's the beautiful thing. You know, like you want new customers at the risk of sharing data here. Let's just YouTube may shut it down, but all right. So here we go. So there's Matt. All right. So this is a perfect example of what I did with in Albuquerque is you find this firm, 260 reviews, 4.9 stars. That's a really good rating. If you wanted a divorce, you're probably going to call them. They're ranked first on Google. I've already clicked on the maps. That's why it's opened up like this, because now I can go down the line over here. And I recommend, instead of buying a list of attorneys, that you do this in every major market. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get the guys that are getting the most calls. So you're going to get the girl who's paid to, or guy, whatever, who's paid to answer the phone. Right? So you could kind of use the same script over and over and over, and you're not going to. So this is one method. The other method is to go down the state bar's website, which I've shown before too. Just Google state bar, Texas attorney state bar contact list, you know, or list of licensed state bar people. Because the thing is, they have to be licensed in order for them to practice law. And so there's things to keep them held accountable, and based on when their license may expire, and they have to like renew it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So sorry. I sent this really pretty girl flowers on her birthday, and she just got them. All right. All right, let's call Matt. What's the name of my business? Hi, this is Mike. I'm a local process server calling. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys already have a server. Is this the Matt Ruda Law Firm? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys already have a server, but we're new to the area, but we're experienced. I was hoping to get your email. I could send you my rate sheet just in case you guys need a backup.
That's Mr. Rada. I know he has a server he works with.
Perfect.
He'd be the one making those decisions.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to forward me to his voicemail, or give me his email or your email or somebody?
We can give you we can give you your email.
Okay, perfect. What is that?
It's Matt, M-A-T, at mrfamilylawyer.com.
Lawyer.com. Okay, and then what was your name again? All right, Martin, I'm just gonna send my rate sheet, nothing crazy. And then if you guys need any help, you can reach out. I'll follow up every once in a while.
Okay, we appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Martin. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye. So now there's a personal connection. Okay. I have Martin's name. I'm just gonna, is this chat? This is chat. Okay, good. Whew. See, like even me who's made thousands of calls in the moment as I'm calling, I'm like, well, actually, because I couldn't remember. You have so many company names, Chris. I'm like, are we Resilient? Are we Diamond? Are we, what are we? San Antonio Express? Like, what are we? So, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure you just have the two. But anyway, yeah. A corporation company. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So, Resilient Process. Yeah. So, send those folks an email, which I already know you're killing it. But if you send an email, I put it in the chat. 888, is this him? This is him. Shoot, I'm gonna answer it. It's probably spam. This is Michael. Oh,
Hi, this is Mike with Federal Tax Law Group. You reached out to our firm for help with your tax problem.
no. No, we'll deal with taxes later. Thank you. All right, so here you go. So you got the email. So now all you have to do is send him an email. You know what to do, right, Chris?
Yeah, send them a rate sheet. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely. So that's what you do. It's that simple. In the moment though, you heard what the guy said, Martin. He said it in a way that it was an objection. If it could easily feel like an objection. Oh, listen, hey, whoa, decisions. Matt's the one that's going to make that decision. Okay. That's a no factor.
I couldn't really hear what else he said. Did he say that he had a couple process servers there to use, or a couple guys there to use?
Yeah, he goes, yeah, I know he's got a couple that he uses, something like that. Yeah. And I honestly completely ignore it. I've trained myself that any of that random objection stuff I'm ignoring because but I do hear it probably. If it became something that was important, I would probably like right away go, okay, I need to remember that. But in that case, yeah, it's all objections from him. It's all just da, da, da. And so all you're trying to do is get that email and his name. And if I thought there was another person who made the hiring decisions, I would have asked that too. But he made it very clear right away that Matt was the one who made those decisions. The other thing that I want to tell you real quick about Matt, just looking at his thing here, the guy's got 260 reviews. He's the one making he's the one making the hiring decision for a process server. That means he's very hands-on. So he's the kind of guy you want to get. He might be first year, second year. What says 20 plus years? I don't know. Okay. So he might have even taken over for somebody or something. I don't know. But oh yeah, Matt Ruda law firm. So Ruda could be the other person, or maybe that's his last name. I have no idea. So these are things you want to find out. And then what happens is Matt is going to be the guy. I got to get this point across before I forget because it's so important. Matt is in the trenches. Matt knows other Matts. That's it. Matt knows other Matts. There's a lot of other people that are exactly his avatar. So if that ends up being your avatar, you just love that he gets so much work and you want to work for him, you want to continue to work for him. He's going to tell his friends. He's going to be out at the law luncheon smoking on a stogie and he's going to be like, and this is exactly what's going to happen because I've seen it happen at least 5 times, maybe 10 times, like a lot of times, more times than I know that I could tell stories about. Okay. Like a bunch of times. And where an attorney will be complaining to the other attorney about their process server. You know what? I sent it to him. I showed up to court on Tuesday and he said he was going to file it. I showed up. It wasn't filed. Come to find out, he didn't even serve it. But he told me they served it or whatever random complaint that he has, right? And what do you think Matt's going to say when you're crushing it for him? This is the best form of getting business because there's no question about your rates. There's no question about they know you're the guy because Matt said you're the guy until you prove to the new attorney you're not the guy. Right. So I love it. I love it. I could do this. I might even start a business just doing this for you guys, getting you new customers. Pay me 500 for every new customer. Would you do that? Every new attorney client who's going to send you thousands of dollars worth of work every month? I don't know.
Sure.
Sure. I think it would be worth it. So when you think about it that way, is it worth it for you to hire someone to answer the phone all the time?
You can't
For
miss
those-
calls. That's all I can tell you. You got to answer your phone.
Yeah. Is it worth it to get to make these phone calls? So I highly recommend you take every day. This is what I do now, but it's in a totally, it's not even related to this, but every day now between in the morning until noon, there's no calls. There's no Zooms. It's me. Like today, I cleaned up shit off the floor. I got a dog who's pregnant who just had a bunch of puppies, and it's just a total mess. I went to the gym. I crushed it. I had a great day. Don't get me wrong, but I just did a bunch of things in my personal life and a couple of different business things, and they're all done. And now I'm doing this meeting, and the rest of my day, I'm going to go pick up a trailer. I'm going to go have a great day. Anyway, my point is set time aside in the morning to work on your business, not in your business. Because if all you ever do is work in your business, it's not going to grow. Jeff, you've been in business for 30 plus years.
No,
Is
you're,
this-
you're exactly right what you said. You have to set a time for a specific task.
yeah.
Because if you just do business, like all of this right here,
Yeah.
you're never gonna have time to make those calls. So you really need to. And a lot of people get scared, but make the calls. And once you get a positive response from somebody, your energy is going to feel really, really good.
It's so good. I mean, that was an even amazing experience. What just happened right there with this Matt guy. It was like his, person answering the phone. He's probably paralegal that also answers the phone. I've met a couple guy paralegals that were the main dude, not just that, they were office manager too. But the attorney had more of a hands-on role. Just wanted to make those kind of decisions because he doesn't want to show up to court empty-handed with no proof of service. So that's what I would do. This was for Chris. Yeah. So Chris, I would follow up now that you have Matt's direct email. It was Matt at, right? So it's his email. So I would reach out and say, Martin, it was so great. It was so great speaking to Martin today. I appreciate the professionalism, blah, 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 something professional. I wouldn't repeat the same script. I would say, as mentioned on the phone, if you find yourself in need of a process server, even a backup process server for large cases, we are here, we are local, we are professional, we are, all that. Here's attached is my rate sheet. Also, when I was saying earlier about knowing your customer, this is the last thing and then we'll wrap up. Paralegals deal in PDFs. If you send them a JPEG of your rate sheet, it's not going to get open. If it does get open, they're like, oh, why is it loading? It's opening this app I probably don't even have on my computer at work. Send them a PDF. Make sure it's a PDF and they will open it. I promise you. And if you do this enough, you will actually end up seeing your PDF if it's helpful, if it has your rates and your locations. They love putting locations on the wall. I don't know what it is about counties. Be like, this county courthouse closes at 2, cutoff rate noon, whatever that is, right? Or if maybe it's your rate sheet, service or process in this county, rush fee this, routine, rush, same day, on demand, 500, right? Something more. And remember, the 500 is actually a deterrent. People will pay it, but it's a deterrent to make them feel like, not a deterrent. It's a marketing scheme, I guess you can call it. They see 500 and it's too much. They see 97, right, for next day attempt. It seems cheap. So same day on demand is like, and same day is 150, let's say. Same day is 150 or something like that. And then on demand, like do it right now is 500. Oftentimes they will pay the 150. They're like, cool, same day. 150 is cheap. But if you want me to drop everything and tell my wife to, if you're married, tell everybody else, screw you. This guy's paper is more important. He paid me to put everything else aside and go do it. Bad example, probably. All right. Any other questions or comments? I think you guys got it. Control.
Mike, I think on that email, I don't know, servers Google reviews, but you might be able to say, strike the attorney's ego a little by saying, hey, I looked at the top 10 other attorneys in your area, and you're number one with all the 200 plus 5-star Google reviews. I believe in the same type of customer service and experience as you do, and that's why I'd like to get my foot in the door to help you out as a backup process server. But if you correlate something that he's really proud of that.
That's absolutely. You don't get to 260 reviews by accident. You're exactly right. I love that, actually, because he already has like an emotional, yeah, it's emotional. It's because he's put effort into it, right? So he already has like an emotional tie to this thing, and he's read these reviews and all these things that people have said about him online. And so when you send an email saying, which is what I think you're saying, is like, to connect right away is to say, hey, I reached out, spoke to Martin, great conversation, whatever, some opener. I'm a local process server, and I also believe the customer service being like the most important thing. You obviously believe that based on your 260 reviews, and high ranking. I would not say 4.9. I would just say he probably wishes it was 5. If he gets more, if he gets 1,000 reviews, it'll just change to 5. It won't be 4.9. Even though there's a couple that aren't 5, Google will give you the 5 if you're close enough.
Hey, Mike, I just thought of this now, but this would be pretty cool as you're making these phone calls. For example, Martin answered the phone. He was professional. He did exactly what you asked. What about leaving a Google review for them and say, although I've not used them as an attorney, they were very professional over the phone, and I can only appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't even have to say, you don't have to preface with that. If you want to, that's fine. But you could even just say, I just spoke to Martin on the phone about their business practices, and he was highly professional. I highly recommend giving them a call if you have any questions about divorce in the Austin area. Yeah, because that's going to be more valuable than I did not hire them right away. I mean, it's still valuable because it's a 5-star review, but yeah, I love it. You got lots of great ideas, Tim. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate all of you guys for coming. I know it's everyone has a very busy schedule and out there making money, and it's all about lifting each other up. It's a mastermind, not a Mike teaches, even though I have lots to teach and I love to teach and help, and that's why I'm making the calls and stuff. But ultimately it's about you. You take 2 hours a day, even just 2 hours a week. Let's start with that. Take 2 hours a week on a specific day, like a Tuesday, and just commit yourself to doing this. Put it in your calendar. You will be surprised. You will be like, and here's the thing is, it's like one customer, one is all it takes. Because then that person, or maybe their partner in crime, the partner in their business, refers, it's a referral. And now you have the largest collection attorney in town, and you're serving, I've experienced this more than once. One time was very dramatic, where I got a huge stack of papers and a $15,000 check. And I was like, okay, marketing is important. And that's when I went all in on marketing and the website thing and all that stuff, because Donna found my website, and she told me, she was the one who told me, you don't have your company slogan. Like, do you have a company mission? What's your business mission statement? And she's asking me these things. And a part of me wanted to laugh at her, like, what are you talking about? I'm a process server. I'm a process server. What are you talking about? Tim says bye. So it's because it's professional. It's a business. So that's all for today, guys. Let's give it a good, Jeff always reminds me, let's give it a good mighty, just the two of us on camera. That's all right. Love it, you guys. We'll see you for the next Mighty Meetup. They're on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not already in the community, we have a community specific for process servers called Mighty Process Server for full-time folks that are trying to really crush it. We have a part-time, I call it part-time, Mighty Process Servers part-time on Facebook is our Facebook community. We got a couple, pushing a couple thousand members in there. And yeah, it's all free, guys. There's no catch. If you want a website, we build websites. We're sponsored by mightywebsitebuilder.com. If you want to win a 1-hour coaching call with me, join and become the top on the leaderboard. The most engaged person wins every week an hour of one-on-one with me. And what I do is dive into your business. Right, Jeff? Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody else. Take care.